Alright, this is lesson 34. We're talking about proportions and ratio word problems. First, we need the definition of a proportion. A proportion is just a statement that two ratios are equal to each other. Okay? And we will talk about what that means as the slides go on. So let's go ahead and get started. Example 1 says Nora is paid $12 an hour. We want to know, is her pay proportional to the number of hours she works? Well, we know that she gets some number of dollars for every hour she works. Okay? Well, we want to know $12 an hour. That's $12 for every 1 hour she works. So then if she works 2 hours, she's going to get $24. And if she works 3 hours, she's going to get another $12, so she's going to get $36 more dollars. Okay? Proportional means we want to know, are these things equal to each other? So is 12 out of 1 the same as 24 out of 2? And is that the same as 36 out of 3? And so on. Okay? And the way we can find this out, always, is by doing cross products. Okay? So here's what I mean by that. If I want to know, is 12 over 1 equal to 24 over 2? I'm going to do cross products. That means I'm going to multiply these two numbers. Okay, 12 times 2 is 24. Now I'm going to write that answer up above this 12. Then I'm going to multiply these two numbers, and 1 times 24 is 24. And if I look at these two numbers, 24 is equal to 24. That means that these two ratios are proportional. Okay, they're equal to each other. And that's what proportional means. Well, same thing. I could compare 24 over 2 to 36 over 3 by using cross products. Well, 3 times 24 is 72, and 2 times 36 is also 72. And these two things are equal to each other. So the answer is yes, her pay is proportional. And then we can always prove that that ratios are equal to each other by setting up a proportion like this and using cross products and seeing if they're equal to each other. Okay, so again, 12 times 2 was 24. 1 times 24 was 24. Those are cross products because they're across from each other. If these numbers are equal, then the whole thing is equal. So her pay is proportional. Alright, let's go on to another example. Okay, example 2 says Nelson has a paper route. If he works by himself, the job takes 60 minutes. If he splits the route with a friend, it takes 30 minutes. And if 2 friends help, the job takes 20 minutes. Is the amount of time it takes to complete the route proportional to the number of people working? So we want to know, is the time proportional to the number of people working? Well, it says the time is 60 minutes, and that's how long it takes him to work by himself, so that's one person. If he splits the route with a friend, it takes 30 minutes, so it takes 30 minutes for 2 people. And if 2 friends help, the job takes 20 minutes, so it takes 20 minutes for him and 2 friends. That's 3 people. I want to know, are these things equal to each other? Okay, this should be a question mark there. We'll erase that. See if we can make it a little better. There we go. There's a question mark. I want to know, is 60 over 1 equal to 30 over 2? And is that equal to 20 over 3? Well, again, we're going to take our ratios and use cross products to tell, are they equal to each other or not? Well, 3 times 60 is 180. And 1 times 30 is 30. 180 is not even close to 30. So I don't need to do any more work. Those two ratios are not equal to each other because cross products say they aren't. So the answer is no, not proportional. Alright, again, cross products. Tell us if they're proportional or not. Let's move on. Okay, objective 1 says to solve proportions. So here we go. First thing I'm going to do is rewrite this proportion. And I want to solve for the missing number. Okay? Now we've learned how to do this. We've done it with percentages before to figure out percents. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loop the numbers that are diagonal from each other. Well, I can't loop these two because I've got a letter and a number. I need to loop two numbers that are across from each other. So I'm going to loop these. And we're going to multiply the numbers inside the loop. And 24 times 5 is 120. And then I'm going to divide by the number outside the loop. So then I'm going to take 120 and divide it by 8. Okay, and I get 15. Well, I was solving for this letter M, so my answer is M equals 15. Okay? So that tells me that the number 15 should go in here to make these two things proportional. So 24 over 15 is the same as 8 over 5. Well, we could check that if we wanted to. If I put 15 in for M, 24 divided by 3 is 8, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. So those two fractions are equal to each other. Alright, let's do one last example. Alright, here we have a ratio word problem. It says the ratio of boys to girls in the class is 3 to 4. If there are 12 girls, how many boys are there? Okay, the first step we want to do is write down the two things you were comparing as a fraction. So it says ratio of boys to girls. So I'm comparing boys to girls. Okay, step 2 says set up a proportion. Well, it says the ratio of boys to girls in the class is 3 to 4. So that's 3 boys for every 4 girls. I need to set that equal to another ratio. Well, this says if there are 12 girls, how many boys are there? So the 12 has to go on this girls line here. And I want to know how many boys. So I'm going to put a B up there for the boys. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, now we could solve this using mental math, but I want you to get used to using the method that I just showed you on the last slide. So we're going to circle the numbers that are diagonal from each other. And I'm going to take 12 times 3, and that gives me 36. Then I'm going to take that answer and divide it by the number outside. So 36 divided by 4 is equal to 9. So that means there are 9 boys in the class if there are 12 girls. Alright, and there's your lesson for the day. So happy homeworking.